Hello, and welcome back to Jesse's Vintage Garage, and we got the 40 UH, turned around on the lift like the last video, but we got it raised up now, and we're going to be able to drop the tire, the rear wheel out through the bottom and pull it out, and we'll be able to install it that way too, because we're going to be working on the rear fender, and I want to put kind of the rear fender all together, like installing the lamp, the tail lamp, um, and all that stuff. We're going to be installing the rear the rear latch catch piece. Maybe we'll leave that off. Depends on if it's going to have a problem with putting the rear wheel on. We'll see. But we're going to put the tail lamp in for sure and run the wires all through. So all we have to do is set it in there because we don't want to be fishing with messing around and fishing the wires through and we're with that the piece the skirt that comes back and you can lift up. I don't want to lift that up too much because every time you lift that up on them fenders, that hinge part, the paint gets all messed up. So I kind of want to leave it as low as much as possible because I have a nice lift here and we can get it up off the ground or up off the surface a ways and be able to pull the wheel out instead of having to lift the rear skirted hinged fender back there and then yanking it out and then so on. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started on working on this rear fender, drop the wheel, and then go from there. Got all the stuff laid out here for the rear fender, and we're gonna be ready to start assembling the fender on the table here. Putting this fender together is gonna be kind of like when we were trying to fit the fender in that one video, but it's gonna be a lot more delicate work here because we're working with painted parts. So the whole point of here this is we're gonna assemble this part here and close it so it doesn't flop around and get all scratched up right here as much as possible. I mean, this might still happen, so that does happen on all the old bikes, but I'd like it to keep it reduced. We'll install the tail lamp. What we'll also do there is we'll be running a common, I think that's probably the right term, a common ground. We're going to be running another wire on it so we don't have to rely on a metal spot here on the fender, and hoping that the ground goes through the fender and then the ground or a sanded spot here on the fender and hopefully goes to the frame. So what we'll be able to do is we'll run an extra wire up through and just hook it directly to where we need it to be at. Then we'll also work on putting other components on, and then we'll put it on the bike. It'll be delicate, like I said, so probably do all this tedious work, come back, look at the stuff, and get ready to put it on. Well, we got the fender almost ready to go on the bike. We got the components all attached, and we got a couple more things to put on, like the license plate bracket, but the wiring was quite the deal trying to run it. Typically when this gets all bolted together, this would be the ground getting created right here. When this gets smashed into it, messes up the paint and it's metal to metal on the fender, then that would work, but I don't want to trust it, so we're going to run a jumper wire from up here to here, and we've already tested it. It beeps, and then we need to jump from the fender to a ground on the bike, and we'll probably on the skirt part here, we'll probably use one of these screws here and just do a little jumper wire there, just so we don't have any, ghost grounds. I don't want to have the bike work and then not work and then whatever.
Get a bump, go out.
Yeah. So here we are, and yeah, we got the correct heads on these bolts for the 40. They did change later in 41 into the round head on the fender, and yeah. We're going to get ready to put on the bike here pretty soon.
Let's see. I guess we'll go like this.
And that's from there to over here on the skirt wire, our skirt screw.
So we got a good ground there. So, I mean, we can put one under here anyway. It's up to you.
We got one though. I mean, we got the ground. It's going through the fender, so we probably don't need the extra wire. Just more wires to like stuff to happen with, So maybe we'll just eliminate this one and just
rely on this one.
Yeah, rely on the one up there by that little side panel squirt. Here we are. We got the fender ready to go on the bike. We got to prepare the bike yet for the fender. So, anyways, we end up there was a part in the loom holder part that's on the fender, we were able to stick the wire through and come out this way with the rest of them instead of having to come off this side. So there's the wire goes in and it goes behind here on a nut and nice and clean. And we have ground.
You want to look at it?
A really nice ground. Yeah, see that?
Yep, there it is.
Right, let's get ready to put this on the bike. I got the hardware all laid out here for the rear fender and everything related to it. Toolbox, rear stand, the actual mounting hardware here, and the rear clamp things, and these pieces. And these over here are for the rear crash bar, or the rear engine guard, or rear guard. The top brackets go through these longer ones here, and these go through the frame. We'll go over this when we're putting it together, but I got the rear wheel off, and we'll be ready to put the fender on. What we're going to start with is this the rear lower single piece here. We'll put the bolt in through there first and hold it. We'll come back, check it out, and then we'll work on mounting it to this piece here, and then so on. So got the wire tied up, holding the oil tank up so it doesn't scratch the fender when we go to bring it in here. And yeah, let's see what happens here. Just got the fender somewhat bolted on here. Everything's loose yet. We got the bolts coming in from the inside going out, holding the fender on. The braces are on the outside, and the rear crash bar is mounted up. And there's a space. There's a washer goes in here. There's a spacer that brings it out so you can mount the exhaust stuff here right in this little piece right here. Otherwise, this bar would be too close in, and you wouldn't be able to get the nut on, according to the book over here. So we got to just wrench on this and tighten it down, but this is how it goes. The rear bar mounts up flush to this U bracket. I see a lot of bikes where it's not stacked in the right spot and it's way up and there's a nut between it, but that's not really the proper procedure because they didn't like it that way at the factory, and people who put this on later did it that way because they didn't want to tear the bolts all this apart to do it the right way. We're ready to, I think what we'll do is we get this fender all mounted, all good to go. And then at the end of the video here, I think we'll hook up the wiring, and then I'll end up in this part of the rear fender segment. So anyway, we got some more stuff to put on here, but so far it's looking good. We got all the proper hardware everywhere. We got the toolbox mounted now, and that was quite the deal. Should have probably did that before we put the roll bar on, or the crash bar on. But anyway, we got it on there, and it's all bolted up correctly and everything. Got the third bolt in through there, and these are all tight. I just put nuts back here just to lock the screws, so that there's no reason for it to ever come loose. So yeah, anyway, and then I got it locked, so don't have to worry about it flopping open and stuff. I think we're ready to put the rear wheel on now and go from there. And then we'll wire this rear fender up. We have the wheel in, it's all hooked up. We got the axle all tightened up. It's up against the adjusters, but we may have to adjust this later when we go to put the chain on. So we know that that's going to probably have to happen. We have the rear stand bolted on and ready to go, and it's nice and tight, and that all lines up really well. And I got the rear brake hooked up back here. So now we're going to get ready to wire up the taillight and see how we can get this thing to work. We're working on putting the battery in. We got to put these flag things in, these terminal things, and hold the top cover down. But we had to take this nut back out here, and so it could go and hook onto there. That changed later in 58. And then with the dual glide, they eliminated that on these I call them flagpoles, but anyway, they got eliminated when they changed the way that the oil tank mounted.
Because they don't have these.
Yeah, they don't have those little brackets, those flag pieces. So, did you get the flat washer off there?
Yes, but I can't get the bolt out. The
Alright.
bolt wants to slide in.
We got the flags all ready to go. We got the pad down there, and we're ready to put our lithium-ion battery in here that we made.
I gotta get this off.
Oh, we'll see if this fits down there now. Make sure that I accidentally pulled the lid off, but it went back down.
Then this goes on.
We got the other pad to put on there, actually. Sorry.
Oh.
This is a cutout for the little things there, but we don't need it, but it fell out anyway. So. Right.
Is it in all the way? Yep, looks like it.
Do you want to add washers to this? Because the book doesn't show washers, but I'm feeling like there needs to be a set.
Yeah, little flat washers be nice.
All right. Yeah, we're going to use the little washer there and put it and run it down underneath that, and then the battery cable here, it gets wrapped around the taillight wires like 3 to 4 times according to procedure, and then it gets mounted to the battery. So we'll work on that, and then once we have all this, then we can probably work on trying to wire stuff.
Is this the positive?
Yeah, that's the positive terminal right there. So, all right. We're going to work on putting the hardware in here for the battery cables, and this comes with like a felt thing you put up on the terminal, but it's also to protect it from the lead acid battery, which ours is a lithium ion battery, so we probably won't be using those. And then these pop down and hold the terminals down. This is the Colony Kit 7615-4. This is the correct reproduction of original equipment on all batteries used on 6-volt Harley Davidsons up to 1965. And these have the early style nuts, because there's later style nut here where it doesn't have this stepped edge here. We got the battery all ready to go. We got everything hooked up. This is just like stuff down here. We got it protected so it doesn't like ground out on things.
Taped off.
Then when we take it out, we hook it up to the oil lines. When we put the oil lines on, we'll worry about that later. Right now I got the wire twisted over here all up like it's supposed to be, and I have the red one routed down along the backbone. This one will be going up to this terminal here, probably on the underside though, but we need to put the ends on yet. And our red one for the brake switch is coming down here, loops around a little bit, and then we hook it up on the brake switch right here on the back terminal there. And we'll be putting a ring end on that one. I'm gonna do that real quick, and we'll be right back. And this will be all ready to go to test it out. Getting ready to put the crimp on our end terminals ends, and anyways, we got the flag shape and we have the ring shape. So the ring shape will be for the brake switch, and ring shape will also go to that ground we made, and then the flag one will be the one going on to the frame terminal. So that's how we got it set up right now.
You want to hook up?
We got the wire hooked up here and heat shrinked and all ready to go. So I think we're at the point where we can actually turn the key on and see if our brake light and our tail light work. You want to do that?
In order to do that, we'd have to touch the battery. We don't have
Yeah, we got to take the negative.
the breaker.
We got to take this and put it to ground, and then we'll have live wire to the bike off the battery.
Breaker. Or we could hook up the battery charger again.
Yeah, we can hook up the battery charger. Okay, so now for that extra wire we added to the ground. This rear fender, when it gets mounted to the frame, it has like several areas where it gets fastened to the frame, and it creates a ground in each one of them. And we do have continuity when we tested it with the ohm meter. We did have continuity between the taillight base and the frame after having it all mounted just a little bit ago. But we want to just have a fail safe, so we're going to run that wire anyways. We could have just took it off and not needed it, but anyway, I'm not really too worried about adding this extra wire because I'm not going to have this bike judged or anything, so it doesn't matter. Kind of like that extra washer we added there that's not supposed to be there. That'd be a dock on a judge too, but judgment on the bike too, but it doesn't matter to me. Or not having the felt things here.
but or running a lithium-ion battery, that'd probably be bad too. But anyways, this is pretty good. It's a pretty period looking bike, and when it's gonna be done, except for a couple extra things here and there. But anyways, what we ended up doing is we took that grounding wire, you can see it right here, we ran it down along this rod right here, and then went behind, like on the side here and behind the battery, and then we hooked up on the bracket down here that holds the oil tank to the holds the oil tank to the frame. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it or not, but it's down there. Oh yeah, right there. Maybe I'll focus on it. It's right there. Yeah, right there. See that? We got it mounted on that bolt right there, held on tight with a nut, and that's where we'll have our ground. And it still works, but like I said, it's a fail-safe, so we don't have to worry about losing ground somehow. So I guess now we're ready to hook up a battery charger and test out the light. So we'll hook up the leads here, and then we'll set it for 6 volts and plug it in, and then turn the ignition switch on and see what happens. I'm gonna turn the ignition on. All right, now lights. All right, there we go. We got lights. All right, we got brake light. Yeah, it got brighter. Yep. All right, sweet. This got an LED taillight bulb in it, and it didn't really have any problems with it. So, yeah, exciting. Well, this segment kind of comes to an end, putting the rear fender on and all the related components. This was quite a big deal, and it really changed the look of the bike now. It's starting to look like a really nice looking motorcycle so far. And we managed to do this all without scratching anything. You know, we did have to, you know, the paint was kind of thick in some spots. We had to, you know, finesse it a little bit to get the bolt in, but we did not scratch nothing. So that's exciting. I guess we're going to come to an end here. Hope you enjoyed everything. And I think next up we'll probably work on some more stuff on this bike, of course, but I haven't decided what we'll do next. I know the tank's last, so it won't be that. We're going to put the exhaust on, run the oil lines, put the seat on. We can actually sit on it and whatever. Do all the primary stuff in the clutch. Yeah, so we got some more videos coming up, so we'll see you again soon.